Toastmaster Nahid, you can start.
Yeah, proceed. Are you hearing me? Good evening. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, Toastmasters, fellow Toastmasters, and distinguished guests. First of all, I would like to welcome all of you in 146th meeting of Dhaka Bangladesh Toastmaster Club. A journey without a mission is like a car with a steer. So our club also have a mission. Please listen carefully. The mission of our club. We provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which leaders are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in personal self-confidence and personal growth. Self-confidence and personal growth. Before triggering the meeting, we have some ground rules. Our club nourish some ground rules that need to be followed and respected by all the participants. Please listen carefully. Please mute your microphone if you are not speaking, and unmute your microphone if you are speaking. Don't talk politics, sex, and religion. Don't interfere, belittle, intrude, and underestimate any speaker. If you have a query, please let the speaker finish first, and then be patient, and then place your query. Okay, with all of this, now I would like to hand over the session, the president of the club, and who will put forward the session. And he is none other than KM Tahmidul Islam. Please welcome Mr. President, take over the session and continue.
Thank you, Sergeant Downs, Toastmaster Nahid Khan. First of all, I request distinguished Toastmaster Dayaratne, Toastmaster, please play the national anthem of Bangladesh.
আমার সোনার বাংলা, আমি তোমায় ভালোবাসি, চিরদিন তোমার আকাশ, চিরদিন তোমার আকাশ, তোমার বাতাস আমার প্রাণে, ওমা আমার প্রাণে বাজায় বাঁশি সোনার বাংলা, আমি তোমায় ভালোবাসি, ওমা ফাগুনে তো রামের বনে ঘ্রাণে পাগল করে, মনে হায় হায় রে ওমা ফাগুনে তো আমের বনে ঘ্রাণে পাগল করে, ওমা ঘ্রাণে তোর ভরা থেকে কি দেখেছি, আমি কি দেখেছি মধুর হাসি সোনার বাংলা, আমি তোমায় ভালোবাসি, বিশ্বভা।
Thank you, Toastmaster, for playing the national anthem of Bangladesh. Now I'd like to invite you all and thank you all for joining 146th meeting of Dhaka Bangladesh Toastmaster Club. So we have, I can see from the list that we have guests with us. So I'd like to request Toastmaster Asiri, please briefly introduce yourself.
Hi, good evening, everyone. I'm Toastmaster Asiri from Sri Lanka.
Okay, that's great. So from which club?
Yeah, I'm a dual member. My home club is Karula Toastmasters Club, and another club I am with, Golden Mile Toastmasters Club in District 82.
That's great. Thank you for joining us, Toastmaster Asiri. And now I'd like to request Toastmaster Nuan Fernando to briefly introduce yourself.
Hello, everyone. My name is Ranwan Fernando, and I will be the timer for your meeting today. I am from Sri Lanka, and my club is the Toastmasters club. I think that's all.
Okay, thank you for joining. So we'll have your feedback after the meeting about the standard of our meetings and how we can improve the meeting. Okay, so I will ask again at the end of the meeting. And we have Mr. Tanvir Ahmed with us. Mr. Tanvir Ahmed, please briefly introduce yourself.
Hello everyone, this is Tanvir Ahmed. I have joined here today as a guest and invited by Mr. Fahad and Mr. Lasanta as well.
Okay, so are you working in TS Button?
Yes, I am working at TNS Button as a marketing executive.
Okay, so that's great. I hope you will enjoy our meeting, and we'll love to have your presence in our future meeting also. So with that, I'd like to hand over the session to someone who is our Vice President Public Relations, and he is a very innovative guy because at times he comes with innovative ideas, and I have seen his posters that are mostly creative. He is none other than Toastmaster Abdullah Al Fahad. He's working in TNS Button, and I'd like to hand over the session to Toastmaster Abdullah Al Fahad. Over to you.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you for your introduction, a nice introduction. It's my pleasure to serve as the Toastmaster of the day for this evening. Let me share the theme of this meeting. Today's theme of the meeting, control, alter, delete. Those are the technical terms which give you a sense of feeling that we need to restart. Whenever the things have been stuck up, whenever things like this alter, control, delete, we normally pressing the computer keys. Whenever we are stuck for any function, any task, even you cannot restart normally. Same thing we can refer in our life as well. When we are stuck, we may feel disappointed. We are desperate. We feel that mistake and challenge carried with us. And it will stuck in our mind. We cannot go away from that. In that point, so my friends, if we can restart, let's restart our things and start from the fresh. Let me share one of the example of that. Thomas Alva Edison, we all know him. He's one of the great inventor in this world. Once in a while, his factory was burned into the ashes. All of his experience, his improvement, efforts of experience, years of experiments and testing has been shattered down into the ashes with a single fire blade. He looked at his son and asked his son, please tell your mom, come and see the ashes and the grinding burn. The son surprised and look at his father's reaction. He has no that much sorrow and sadness in his face. He's in smiling face. And son asks, why? All the things have been devastated. You are still in smiling face. The father tells his sons, all our experience cannot be devastating. We may be temporarily stuck up. Maybe some certain mistakes we are falling, but we need to restart ourselves. And we shouldn't be carried away that way. We need to control our phrase, alter, control to start our life. So my friends, we also phrase, control, or delete together to let's have a fresh start. So let's have a meeting of today's meeting. Today, for the benefit of the guests, our meeting divided into 3 parts. First part is a prepared speech session. Second is a table topic session. And third is evaluation session. In preparative session, all the preparative speakers giving their speeches on their selected pathways and projects. In table topic session, it is also called a impromptu speech session. Speaker can speak on their feet. Guests are also welcome in their session. In evaluation session, our general evaluator evaluates all the aspects of the meeting and all the speaker and speeches given in this topic. First, then we'll start our session. Before that, all the things we cannot do alone, we need to introduce the role player who is taking part of this meeting. First of all, today's general evaluator. Today our general evaluator is distinguished Toastmaster HB Dayar. He is a Toastmaster since 2010. He is received double DTM. He's a double DTM, distinguished Toastmaster twice. He mentored and many Toastmaster and clubs, includes many leader and winning contest speaker of many levels. He contributed immensely enhancement of the quality of Bangladesh Toastmaster since 2018. He is currently working as a CEO, Energy and Food Solution Private Limited in Bangladesh. He always worked for the cause, not for the applause. Now, please let me welcome our today's general evaluator, distinguished Toastmaster HB Dayar.
Toastmaster meeting is the base of Toastmasters International, which gives the platform for members to grow. The members will grow if they get the best member experience and if they see the correct things and if we can engage in the right activities. So as a general evaluator, my task is to monitor what's going on and then give my feedback that if things happen and areas to improve. And I will not be able to do it alone. I do have a team of 3 role players. The first role player today is called R-Counter, and it is played by one of the young energetic Toastmasters in our club. But she became the Vice President of Education in double quick time. And she is popularly known as antibacteria. And I would have preferred that if it was a virus, so it would have got some help for the COVID. For the R-Counter, Toastmaster Aminata, the virtual choice for you, to explain your role.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, General Evaluator, for giving me the floor. Well, that is part of a joke. Thank you so much, General Evaluator, for giving me the floor. Yes, the thing I was doing before, that is often when we are speaking, when we are giving evaluations, when we are in the table topic session, we have often pauses, long pauses, some short pauses, long pauses, and the repeated words. And I will submit my report at the end of the meeting, calling by the General Evaluator. Over to you, Mr. General Evaluator.
The Toastmaster of the day is the host of the evening, and he will have the control of everything that is going on here. But if he has to follow the agenda, he must have some idea about what's happening with the time. So I have one member in my team called Timer to help the Toastmaster of the day, the speakers, evaluators, and the table topic speakers by providing some guideline about time. So he is from Sri Lanka, District 82. He is the Sergeant at Arms of Kadota Toastmasters Limited, and he is the Managing Director of Build Q Engineering Private Limited. Toastmaster Nuan Fernando, and please explain your role as the timer.
Thank you, DTM Dayaratna, for that introduction of me. Greetings, everyone. fellow Toastmasters and guests. As the timer, I will time the table topics, speakers, formal speeches, and evaluations. And I will also let each speak of the time they have left using green, yellow, and red screens, such as this. This is green screen, and this is red screen. I will show the yellow screen as well. Then for the table topic speakers, they should limit their speeches to no more than 2 minutes. And at 1 minute, I will raise the green card. Then after 1 minute and 30 seconds, I will raise the yellow card. And at 2 minutes, I will raise the red card. Actually, it's the screen. Then for the prepared speeches, I will show green card at 5th minute and yellow card at 6th minute and red card at 7th minute. For the evaluations, I will show green card at the 2nd minute, after 2nd minute, and then I will show the yellow card after 2 and 30 seconds. Then after 3 minutes, I will raise the red card. Thank you, General Evaluator. Over to you.
Yeah, timer Toastmaster 1. I would love to see the timings of the other role players as well, if you can do the timing. So that will help us also to improve. Now moving to the last member of my team, the Canadian, Toastmaster Abdullah Al-Araf. He is also young, energetic on traveling, and he is becoming a great inventor. Currently, he is a research associate at Institution of Economy in Bangladesh. Toastmaster Araf, can you please explain your role as the Canadian?
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Daratne. Good evening, everyone, Mr. and Madam Toastmasters, fellow Toastmasters, and guests. As a grammarian, it is my responsibility to pay close attention to all speakers, listening carefully to their language use. I will take note of any misuse of the English language as well as any outstanding words, quotes, sayings, or thoughts. As a grammarian, it is also my duty to introduce the word of the day. For today's meeting, the word is salvarious, which means healthy, healthful. Fresh air and exercise are always salvarious. Each speaker is encouraged to use the word of the day. I will give a word of the day report and grammatical use report when called upon during the meeting. Thank you, Mr. and Madam Toastmasters.
Yes, so those are the expected roles from my team. And when called by the Toastmaster of the day towards the end of the meeting, I will produce a salubrious report so that we can improve the quality of the meeting from the next one. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Fahad. You are muted.
Please unmute yours.
In this, let's start our prepared speech session. In this session, our first speaker of this round, Toastmaster Nahid Akon. He will be attempting his level 4 project 3 from Visionary Communication Pathway. To evaluate his speech, we have a evaluator, Toastmaster Tahmidul Islam. Toastmaster Tahmidul Islam is a Toastmaster since 2020. He's a president of Dhaka Bangladesh Toastmaster Club. He's working as a senior executive, Shanta Holding Limited. He completed the BSc in ECE, MBA in Management and Finance. Currently, he pursuing his CIPS level 5, already completed Diploma in Procurement Supply Chain. He is the secretary of Sparkling Advanced Toastmaster Club as well. I request Toastmaster Tahmidul Islam, please read out the speech objective of Toastmaster Nahid. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Abdul Al Fahad. For Toastmaster Nahida Khan, the purpose of this project is for the member to practice the skills needed to effectively use public relations strategies for any group or situation. He needs to share his also personal experience, or he can use some makeup situations to show the strategy there for public relations strategies. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Abdul Al Fahad.
Thank you, Toastmaster Tamizul Islam. Toastmaster Nahid Akka. He's complete his master's on management from Dhaka College. He liked to travel and eating delicious foods. These days, he also involved in the social activities. Now he is the president of managing committee of Government Primary School. Please help me welcome Toastmaster Nahid to present his speech. Toastmaster Nahid Akka, don't tackle, but tickle the people you need. Toastmaster Nahid Akka, over to you.
Thank you. Thank you. Toastmaster of the Day. Thank you. In 21st century, neither you can feed anyone with your hand, nor do they try to eat with their own hand. Without putting priority on public relation strategies, or your targeted customer, if you put your concentration on developing the quality of the good, I think it may follow in the long run. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmaster, and distinguished guests, welcome you all. The more money companies spend on PR strategies, public relation strategies like promotion campaign, the more they have believed in market. In the USA, every year, companies spend a big chunk of their budget on PR strategy to build a strong bondness with their customer. In our country, MLM company showed a mind-blowing success in PR strategy. They showed how to connect to the customers personally, physically, how to convince them, though they use it to differ the customer. They launched flashy advertisement, tantalize people with a big dream, and the end, they're exhausted. The motive of their business was not honest, but the trick they applied was amazing. They showed that people will swallow up what you serve if you can build a strong faith in them. And that happened. This Tony, Edison Group, Evali, that's what they did. They actually gave the people, they enticed the people, and then they looted their money. Something like this. And many intelligent people, not the elite type people actually exhausted, swindled, but many intelligent and intelligent people also swindled in that trap. When I launched my business in my district, at first, it did not make any appeal and frenzy in local people. As before me, many people did this. So I thought that I had to do something different. Yes, something differently. The concept of the business is the same, but the communication to my customer will be in different fashion. For example, I have a product and you are my customer. You don't know me and I don't know you. And I go to you and said, brother, I have a good product, good fabric, good quality, good style, reasonable price. Please buy this. You may or may not believe me. But if I told the same thing to my friend, relatives, and my acquaintance, I can make you sure that I am not disappointed. Some of them will come to me, and that happened. My business is still growing. Some of them came to my outlet and say, yes, that night said was not false. It's true. Yes, we get some mess that he said is true. Paper quality products, so why would people buy it from you? You can come to and buy them. If they give you a good product, why don't you buy them? Buy it for them from you. So they bought it from my shop and they use it and satisfied. And they actually told it to their friends, relatives, and acquaintances. By this way, my customer is still slowly growing. But at the same time, I also convened a media conference in my district, and all the media people invited in my outlet. They came at the show. I also gave them a promotional sample. I also reduced some sample to give it to them. So they can and they see that product. And in that time, I also I gave them a promotional sample. In the same time, I also alongside I also displayed my product and told them the feature of the product. And they convinced. Some of them, I saw that some of them bought the product on the spot. When I gave the sample to them, I told them, brother, and a logo actually, on my outlet's logo, I should put on the chest of the t-shirt. And I told them, brother, please use this t-shirt at least once when you are going for work. You know that media people are going different places and they have work with different people. So by this way, they have a chance to meet different people. So by this way, my publicity almost half of the done. Half of the publicity is done by this way. When some of the people come, but this logo will going to familiar with other people. So when these people come and walk past my outlet, yes, this logo. When I saw that, that's been this an imprint of this logo in that brain. So actually, I used my public relation, my strategy this way, and I think that it's a better way for me. But different people use in different way. So my dear friend, I don't want to prolong my speech. I just want to draw a conclusion before that. In conclusion, I want to tell you that customers are attorney to any business. Some of them call them subscribers, some of them call them customers, some of them call them clients. Different name, but the packet is same. So when you convince them, you have to come in different mood, changing mood. So if you want to strengthen your PR strategy, I mean public relation strategy, then public relation, then you have to, I think that as a interviewer or whatever you have to keep 4 things in your mind. First thing is, what is referral? First, you have to specify referral. You can't throw a stone in the darkness. Number 2, what is your product and how it will be used to the customer? Number 3, who are your customer? Very big question. That who are your customer? We know that some people produce a baby food. The customer is a baby, so they have to concentrate that way. Some people produce a adult food. So the concerning point is adult. In 21st century, you can't throw a stone in the darkness. Number 4 is how reasonable, how good quality product or reasonable product you can serve them. Please keep it in your mind or apply your own strategy. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nahi Dhaka, for your wonderful speech and all your advice. Hopefully, we can implement. Our second speaker of this session, Toastmaster Enamul Haq. He will be attempting his level 2 project 1 from the leadership development pathway. To evaluate his speech, I would like to request his evaluator to give his speech objectives. His evaluator is Toastmaster Asiri Wajisikara. He is a banker by profession and a freelancer of business consulting and digital marketing. He is a Toastmaster, member of Kudwala and Golden Mile Toastmaster Club. Currently, he is Vice President Public Relations, Kudwala Toastmaster Club. Over to you, Toastmaster Asiri Ujisikara.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Very good evening, fellow Toastmasters, and especially Toastmaster Inamul and our valuable guest. Toastmaster Inamul will be doing level 2 project 1. And the purpose of this project is for the member to observe his or her time management patterns. All the very best, Toastmaster Inamul. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster. Now, Toastmaster Inamul Haq. He is the member of Managing Committee of Institute of Diploma Engineering, Bangladesh. He works at the Power Grid Company, Bangladesh Limited. He's a currently treasurer of Dhaka Bangladesh Toastmaster Club. He's a trainer, he's a writer, so many. So let's welcome Toastmaster Inamul Haq to present his speech. Toastmaster Inamul Haq, we manage it. Toastmaster Inamul Haq.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day, Mr. Al Fahad. Dear distinguished Toastmasters, Evaluator, guests, ladies and gentlemen, good evening, you all. Today, I will share with all of you my experience, how I managed the mega event held in 2020 in February. So let me start how I want to say today. So let me share my screen. So Toastmasters, so I am briefing you today about how I managed the international conference that was held in February in 2020. The conference title was Skills Readiness for Achieving SDGs and Adopting IR4. So the Toastmasters, this conference was inaugurated by the Honorable Prime Minister of People's Republic of Bangladesh, Sheikh Hasina, and I was engaged here as a member secretary of the conference. So this was a 3 days long conference. As you know, since this is that was inaugurated by the Prime Minister, so the Prime Minister's schedule was important. So we received the schedule for the Prime Minister's just 60 days before of the conference. So this was a mega event. How we managed this mega event. Today I will share my experience here. So this is basically organized by the jointly organized in CPSC, the International Government Organizations, and IDB, and of course the whole conference was associated with the Ministry of Education of People's Republic of Bangladesh. So I am happy to share with you, this conference was co-partnership and more than 20 organizations in local and international organizations was the co-partner of this event. And of course, there is only 4 themes of the conference. So I am not briefing all of the theme of the conference. Four fundamental theme of the conference, and conference objective was hold seminar, policy dialogue, and to understand how countries respond to prepare for skills readiness in the age of IR4, taking potentiality of the technopreneurship and ensuring quality debate for sustainable development. This was the conference objective. So the conference covered by the paper presentations, panel discussions, seminars, and roundtable discussions. So this was all of the activity of the conference, and participants share knowledge and experience of practice strategies. So expected outcome was like that, to produce a companion booklet, finalization of conference declarations, announcing the skills network program, and publish the journals with accepted papers. That was the expected outcome. This whole conference was situated in the large conference center in Dhaka city, that is BICC in Agargaon, Dhaka, and also IDB Bhavan. So this 3 days long conference was participated from the 40 countries resource persons, and more than 3,000 participants joined in the conference. So this conference we managed by the 14 subcommittee. Just I am talking about how was the conference. 14 different subcommittee worked for this conference. So the big question is how we manage this mega event within the 60 days time. So I am sharing with the tricks and tips where we adopted this conference here. So first of all, we think that only 60 days we have to manage this mega event. First, we make a work list. So know what to do in the whole event. The first work was work list. Then after the complete of work list, we make a plan and list out the resource required. Because of this mega event, is many resources we need. That's why second things we done here, we make a plan and make a list for the resource required. And this was the third work is delegation the task. Because of this a big event and 40 numbers of subcommittee work, and we just delegate all the works to the subcommittee also. For this purpose, we hired many international experts to manage the whole things. In particular, there is a HB Doiratne. He is the good manager, internationally. We hired him to manage the particular things, to writing things, all of the managing. He was the managing partner also. The fourth work, we assess the dependency and risks because of there is a very dependency. Many organizations was the part of this organization. So we assess the dependency risks periodically. For the fifth thing we do here, we structure and monitor the progress continuously because of 14 different subcommittee work here, and we take the support from digital service. We automate complex and time-consuming tasks because of only 60 days. It was difficult to manage all things. So we made automate some things which is complex of the time-consuming things. Finally, we make evaluation of the post-whole event and impact and learnings. So these 7 steps we take to manage all the things of the conference. Finally, we manage the big event in a good way, and we received the many congratulations letters from the various part of the world. So this is how we manage the big event in an international way. So thank you very much for giving the opportunity. Thank you all of us.
Yes, thank you, Toastmaster. Yes, you managed it. You also completed your project today. Now, our next speaker, our third and final speaker of this round, and Toastmaster Lasanta Silva. He's attempting his level 1 project 2 from the effective coaching pathway. Before calling him, I would like to call his evaluator. His evaluator today, Toastmaster Amina Akhtar. She is pursuing her bachelor in psychology. She loves to learn and happy to be Toastmaster. She is currently Vice President Education of Dhaka, Bangladesh Toastmaster Club. Over to you, Mr. President, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the day. So our third speaker is Toastmaster Lasanta Silva. He will be presenting his speech from the Pathway Effective Coaching, Level 1, Project 2, and the project is Feedback and Evaluation Phase 2. He's supposed to apply his feedback, what he has get in his previous speech, and those feedbacks are first feedback, purposeful pauses. Second one is stress on the structure of the speech, and the last one is adding humor to the speech. So yeah, best of luck. I will be looking after these things, whether you can apply your previous feedbacks in your speech or not. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster. Now, Toastmaster Lasanta Silva. We are already in a syllabus competition. Already 2 speakers completed their speech. So last and final speech. He is the Toastmaster since 2018. Currently, he is Area Director of Division L. He is the District Semi-Finalist of Table Topic Contest 2020-2021. He is the Division Finalist of International Speech Contest. He is the District President of Dhaka Bangladesh Toastmaster 2019-20. He is a 3 times Triple Crown awardee from Toastmasters International. By profession, he is a Chartered and management accountant of Sri Lanka, from Sri Lanka. Currently, he is working for a CFO of TNS Bharat Bangladesh Limited. So let's welcome Toastmaster Lasanta Silva. Today's speech is Toastmaster Lasanta Silva. Let it go, Toastmaster Lasanta Silva.
Let it go, let it go. Let it go, let it go, let it go. I can hold it back. Hold on, care what they say. Let the storm rage on. God will never bother me anyway. This song was something that my daughter wanted me to play and sing. Now, can you guess that one? She wanted to sing every night, now and then. Guess what? She started sleeping, but all our neighborhood start get up and say, what the noise of this? This man is keep on shouting every night and day. Just kidding. Oh, my friends, this song is famous among all pretty girls, including myself. You must be thinking that I love this Frozen movie with the song. Of course, that has a meaning. So there's a meaning is about something about she was trying to two sisters, two princes, that one sister is going to search about her missing princess. She want to cultivate the positivity. Now, the song that we all try to hear that one, most of us in our day-to-day life, we just stuck with our failures, mistakes, depressions, and sometimes we are disappointed and that we may not be able to do it. As Toastmasters of the day rightly said, we never restart. We always keep and carried away all our failures and all our mistakes and all our grievance for now and then. So my friends, let me tell you something within the story. 30 years back, I was a small kid that I could not able to make myself at a performing. I couldn't outperform. All my teachers, all my parents were blaming me that I'm not able to perform very well in my studies. So I put it to myself that I'm not a capable person of anything. And this one, I carried away as it is that I couldn't be able to do that for more than 2 years. Something has changed myself. When my dad come and said, son, it's okay, people are saying about that you cannot perform. All your performance will depend on you, yourself. So why don't you try yourself? Forget about the past mistakes, all other things that you have become of. Try to start with a fresh. Don't stress out yourself. Don't hold your mistakes. Don't hold your grievance. Think about positive. So I started working on it. My friends, I must say that from that day onwards, I started cultivating myself from a small days, even a very difficult situation up to now. Today, I have been successful as completing my graduates to apply for the PhD, as I told you earlier. So this unknown person who are not capable could able to make that thing happen because that I haven't carried away that. Now I'll go back to the same song. We more ways look at the situation. We used to keep, we never want to let it go anything. We just want to keep ourselves and stuck in the same situation. Think about a situation like this. If you're holding a cup, I will ask you to hold it for 2 minutes. You may say, no problem, you can hold it for 2 minutes. What will happen? Nothing will happen. If I ask you to hold it for 5 minutes, you said, yes, we can hold it. It's not a problem. If I ask you to hold it 30 minutes, what will happen? You start feeling pain, your arms become aching, and then you feel, yes, it feels so. And if you hold it for 1 day, 24 hours, what you feel? You really feel it. It's really paining and stressing on your arm. So my friends, Same way the situation. If you're going to have something in your mind and stressing out, putting yourself into a situation that you are holding all your grievances, all your stress, all your pain, that will never able to come out from situation. Now, going back to 10 years fast forward. In university, I try to find my smartness. Now you must asking me, what type of smartness you are looking for? I must say that people looking in a different ways. I am telling you, I look at my smartness, how I am outperforming studies. But my friends, some people say you are outperforming in a different situation. Not that, my friends, not behind girls. This is about my studies. I could able to put myself, all my stressed out situations, all difficulties away by taking all the positivity into myself and taking those positivity into yourself and take all restart yourself beginning. So my friends, I am urging for you, if you are stressing out something, if you're holding something in a grievance, keep it everything away because nothing will come to your mind. What you need to do is take it further one step ahead. Take it the good things. Renew your optimism. Try to do something better. I'm sure all of you will definitely make it up. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Evaluator, for your wonderful speech. With that, we have finished our prepared speech session. The next part of this meeting is a table topic session. To provide the challenge of today's table topic, we have a table topic master who will conduct this session today. He is the president of our club, Toastmaster Tahmidul Islam. So I would like to request our president to take this session. Over to you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Abdul Al-Fahad. The purpose of table topic speech is that having an impromptu speech for 1 to 2 minutes, and the maximum time allowed is 2 minutes and 30 seconds. So I will be giving a topic to the speaker, and then he has times of 30 seconds to think about the topic, and then he has to speak for 1 minute to 2 minutes. And 2 minutes 30 seconds is the maximum time that is allowed. A timer will show green card at 1 minute, at 1 minute and 30 seconds, yellow card, and at 2 minutes, red card. There will be no indication of timing at 2 minutes and 30 seconds. So speaker has to stop at 30 seconds, 2 minutes 30 seconds. Okay. So with that, today's word of the day is salubrious. That means healthy. So first of all, I would like to invite Toastmaster Muhammad Yasin Ali. Toastmaster Muhammad Yasin Ali. I think Toastmaster Muhammad Yasin Ali is not available. Toastmaster Savita Bint Azad Shifa.
Yes, table topic master, I'm there.
Okay. So I have a topic for you. Are you ready for the table topic session?
Yes, I am.
Okay. What do you do to stay salubrious? Toastmaster Savita Bint Azad Shifa, what do you do to stay salubrious?
What was the last word to stay?
Salubrious. That means healthy.
Okay. Couple of weeks ago, when I was staying in Gazipur, in my hometown, I started feeling very low. And then I measured my pressure and I found that the pressure is very low. And I figured out that what is the reason behind that. I'm not taking the meals in a healthy way or in a proper way. And even also I'm skipping my regular exercise. So that's the lesson when we learned, when it hits us that we are not doing good physically. So being good or being healthy in a good way, what we do is actually we try to eat good food, we try to do the exercise, we try to laugh, and we try to be with our friends and family, try to spend a very good time with them. Along with this, sometimes we also forget that in our life we are taking so many burdens in our life, like sometimes the tensions, overthinking, prediction. These are the things that are affecting us mentally, and that mental things affected us to our health, and we cannot like do the things properly when we are not in a sound mind or in a sound condition. So being happy, we try to do the things that makes us happy, that keep us happy, and we feel okay physically, we feel okay mentally, and we try to be healthy in all that way. Over to you, the topic master.
Thank you, Toastmaster Savitri Shifa. And you have missed one thing that I have noticed that you follow. That is, you use homegrown foods to be stay salubrious. Thank you for joining the tabletop speech. Now I'd like to request distinguished Toastmaster Teresa herself. Distinguished Toastmaster Teresa herself, please unmute yourself.
Yes.
I have a table topic for you.
Hello.
What life hack have you done that changed your life that people need to do? Distinguished Toastmaster Teresa herself. What life hack have you done that changed your life that people need to do? Over to you, Distinguished Toastmaster Teresa.
Okay, let me repeat the question so I understand it clearly. What have I done that other people have not done to change my life for improvement?
Yes, what life hack that you had done?
Got it. All right. I have made transitions in my life multiple times. And now that I am a senior, I realize that it's significantly important to keep yourself in the current mindset. I love karate. That is one of my favorite outlets. I love going to the dojo 5 and 7 days a week. That gives me tranquility. It gives me network with other people. It gives me the opportunity to not only work out and exercise, but it gives me a community of people of the same mindset. The second thing is that I have begun to work very hard at changing my diet to become a vegetarian. As we get older, the weight should not stay on. So to say 3 things, I've changed my procedures, my life in a drastic way in the past year. Pandemic has made us do a lot of things. Health is very important. I dismiss Discord. I work out every day. I go to the YMCA and I swim every day. And on Saturdays and Sunday, I spend a lot of time meditating because it's not too many family members I have within the United States right now that I can jump in my vehicle and drive over to their home. So it's extremely important to keep your mind, your body, and your spirit in total balance. And that's not because of my background, because I was a psychiatric nurse before I became a lawyer. So it's extremely to keep the mind, body, and spirit in balance. Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster. Mr. Table Topic Master.
What an honorable message, Distinguished Toastmaster Teresa would say. Definitely, we all need to follow this advice. So with that, I'd like to request our next table topic speaker, our guest, Mr. Tanvir Ahmed. Can you please unmute yourself and take part in the table topic?
Yes, please.
So I'll give you one topic and you have to speak for 1 minute to 2 minutes. I request you to pin the timer. You can see the screen, so you can pin the timer and he will be showing the time. Okay.
Okay.
Who inspires you the most? Mr. Tanvir Ahmed, who inspires you the most?
Who inspires me the most? Okay. Thank you. Thank you, sir, for giving me the space to present myself. Today's topic is who inspires me the most. Actually, there are several jobs or several group of people that inspires me. If I can group them, the top of the group will be my father, who inspire me the most in my day-to-day life. Actually, I have seen him very closely till now, till date, and what I have seen that the life he has spent from village to from here, and the 55 years of his lifeless, he has done a tremendous job, and he has worked at a private farm, he has worked at foreign industry, he has worked as an civil engineer in several projects, and and he also maintained the family life, and he also give us time as a family member, and he also connected with other people, and he also make relation with all the relatives, and the balance he has been made, that also inspire me to do the same in my life. And I should always take advice, and I take advice on every sector, that what should be done and what can be done from my father. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Tanvir Ahmed, for joining, and what a wonderful speech. Definitely, all of our fathers are inspiration to us. For every child, their father is their inspiration. So with that, I'd like to hand over the session to Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Abdul Al Fahad. Over to you.
Thank you, Table Topic Master, for conducting such a wonderful session. I may ask our timer, is there any time disqualification?
In table topics.
Table topic session, yes.
Yeah, in table topics, DTM Teresa took 2 minutes and 4 seconds. That's the only disqualification.
2 minutes, 4 seconds might be the okay.
Yeah, actually, that's a slight one.
2 minutes, 4 seconds, right?
Yeah, 4 seconds.
All are eligible for voting.
Yeah. Others are okay.
Sorry, I forgot. In the prepared session, is there any time disqualification?
In prepared speeches, one disqualification there is. Should I say the name?
Okay, can you share it to our tech master?
Sorry?
I think we will not consider the timing today as per the president, and 2 minutes 4 seconds is allowed.
Allowable, no.
Each speaker has a grace period of 30 seconds.
No,
okay.
Now I'm asking about prepared speech session. Who is the disqualified?
Now, Mr. President gave the consent to not to consider timing.
Toastmaster of the Day, we are not considering the timing for the voting. Okay, so we can proceed. And for the timing part, he will present his report for the timer.
Thank you very much for timer. Now, next part of our meeting is the most important in our Toastmaster meeting. In this round, constructive feedback is given to each speaker as well as the overall meeting, so that member can experience the evaluator and improve, become a better speaker. I would like to hand over the session to our distinguished Toastmaster HB Dayaratna to conduct the session. Today's our general evaluator.
Let's wait for a few seconds until the voting is completed.
Okay.
9 out of 14 voted so far. Ten out of 14. Eleven out of 14. One more to go. In 5 seconds, I will stop the poll. And I send the results to the president later. All right, this is the time to get the feedback. The evaluation session consists of 4 parts. The first part is the evaluation of the prepared speeches. The second part is the evaluation of the table topics. The third part will be the reports from the tech team. And finally, the general evaluators comments. Let's start with the prepared speech session. The first speech was done by Toastmaster Nahid Akhan, and the floor is for the evaluator, Toastmaster Tahamidul Islam, to give you a verbal evaluation of the speech.
Thank you, General Evaluator, Distinguished Toastmaster H.B. Daratne. Toastmaster Nahid, you have improved a lot. I have seen your past speech, and I must say that your hand gesture and voice modulation was much better than your previous speech. Okay, so it was great to see that you are also working on the script of your speech. But I have few suggestions for you. At one time, at the very beginning of your speech, I see that you took a long pause. So it was very visible to the audience that you are searching for words, or you are searching what to say next. So maybe with practice, you can overcome this. But in sometimes we tend to forget, right? It happens to everyone. So you can do other activities at the time you were thinking, but you can improvise so that audience think that, okay, this is not unintentional, this is intentional pause. So you can create that illusion to the audience mind, and you might work on that. Also, I have noticed that you are using the space quite well, but you are using one side of the space. Like most of the speech, you are like this. You are explaining, your customers are coming, you are promoting. See, you are using this part, but you have also the other part. You have used it once. I would not say that you never used it, but it was not proportional. So you could have used this part as well as this part, this as a mixture for the virtual stage. So this will make your speech more engaging, and you could have acted as a customer. Your customers are coming and they're looking at your shop. Okay, so you play that role of that customer, and instantly you can move to your part that, okay, I'm replying to the customer. So you have two roles in dialogues between the customer and you have done it very well. Otherwise, the eye contact was very good. And for betterment or for challenge yourself, you can work on drama role play. So that's all from my evaluation. I'd like to hand over the session to Distinguished Toastmaster H.V. Daratne.
Thank you, Mr. Evaluator. I will keep it in mind in the next endeavor.
Let's move to the second prepared speech evaluation. The speaker was Toastmaster Inamul Haq, and evaluator is Toastmaster Asif Jeseka. The floor is to you.
Thank you, Mr. General Evaluator. Toastmaster Inamul, can we have the Toastmaster Inamul on the screen? Okay. Toastmaster Inamul, you manage it. The managing timing, congratulations for completing your level 2 project 1. What a mega event that you exercise your time management, Toastmaster Inamul. I really like, I felt that your content was really valid to your project because it was one of the important mega event that you brought to apply your time management skill. and the visual aids you brought up here that I was really helpful. It was really helpful to understand what kind of event that you practice in your skills and what sort of actions that you brought to your time management skills. And in the middle of your speech, you brought out the key techniques that you practice in your project. At the end of, you talk about how you done it with your crew as well. And when it comes to your delivery part, your appearance was really cleared. Why? That I was able to see your upper body. And since this is informative and using the visual aids, that's totally fine to see your upper body limitation with your gestures. Since you had the really valuable content, Toastmaster Inamul, I'd like to see if you could expand your practical applications of time management skills. Rather, you could briefly introduce your event and you could have talk about a lot about your practical application, how you exercise your time management skill. For example, you talk about you done a work list and you make the plan structuring. You could bring some stories where you inculcate with your crew and your team and your problems where you face in your project when you are completing. And another important thing I would like to remind you, when you are delivering your speech at the end of Toastmasters, no need to say thank you to the audience. That audience will thank to you. In a summation, your content was really valid to your purpose and your delivery was okay. And you could expand the practical application of time management skill and your problem where you face that will help to audience to understand the clear idea about time management and the reminder of no need to thank to the audience at your speech. Thank you so much for your speech. Back to you, General Evaluator.
No need even to thank the evaluator because it is part and parcel of our responsibility and the duty towards other members. Now we will move on to the evaluation of the last speech, which was done by Toastmaster Silva. The floor is over to you, Evaluator Toastmaster Amina.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator. So our speaker is Toastmaster Lasanta Silva. Still, I can remember the first line of his speech, "Let it be, let it be, let it be," the song. So your starting was absolutely amazing. There is no question about it. So at first, I would like to clarify the three feedback you have received in your last speech. The first one is for pretty girls and movies. You had some pauses, which was really very effective because that catch the audience. And the same thing happened when you were telling a short pause, and after telling this, you also had a short pause. So yes, you used purposeful pauses. And the second thing is happening is stress on the structure of the speech. Wonderful example with the glass. You were taking the glass here and you are putting more emphasizes in your speech. That was truly wonderful. And the last thing is humor, adding humor that you had did at the very first of your speech. So that was also very wonderful. So two things. Number one, that is body language, because when feeling like, yes, you are cultivating your gaze by starving. And when you were Am I audible? Toastmaster of the day?
Yes, you are
Yes,
audible
now
and
you are.
please continue.
Thank you so much. And when you were giving examples with the glass, the uses of glass was so much effective. So, and another thing, so with what body language, I would like to suggest another thing, that is voice modulation. As always, you have wonderful voice modulation. One thing that I would like to recommend you, that you can add some more humor to your speech. As I have mentioned I have mentioned that you have added humor at the very beginning of your speech, but I think you can add a little bit of humor in your speech. At the very beginning in your speech, you started it with song, you had the purposeful pauses, you had stress on your speech, and you had the humor, and you had the excellent body language with your voice modulation. So with adding some little bit more humor, you can did a super and a good speech next time. Best of luck to you. Over to you, General Evaluator.
With that, we'll complete the evaluation of the prepared speeches. Before moving on to the next stage, can we vote for the best evaluator today? Three more to vote.
While we are voting, can we request everyone to turn on their video so we can have a snap?
Yes, can you turn on the videos, please, so that we can have a group photo?
It's done.
All right, voting is closed. Now is the turn for the table topic evaluator, Toastmaster Asanta Silva, to evaluate the table topic speakers.
Thank you, General Evaluator. So I will go like this way. First, I will give you 1 point for everyone. What's the strength? Then overall, I will summarize the recommendation. The first Toastmaster was Toastmaster Shifa for the first speaker, first table topic speaker. So her question was, what do you do to stay salubrious? So you immediately connected that I know for Toastmaster Shifa, especially you like traveling, and you take that examples and you made up that story and very well. So that was you had the whole complete speech in your story. That was great, and you had that confidence. Second, our DTM Teresa, what life have you done to make you change to others? I was thinking, who are you? You were a singer, you are a karate, you are doing mojo, swimming, meditating, Toastmasters, everything. I was trying to figure out who are you. And you had that, you're completing your story, say that, yes, my gosh, I am into several areas, networking with people, I'm completing my whole connection with them. One thing specifically I want to tell you, yes, the second part requires you to, what you have done to others to make them be improved. So you don't connect that one, because I will take you the recommendation, because its story, that whole question requires for you what you have done, not all you have been working, that you can take up from your personal stories and plug it. And our guest, Toastmaster Tanvir, and my close brother, okay, Tanvir, you have who inspired you the most. You completely connected to this topic and take your father as inspiration. Of course, we all are into that one. Our fathers, definitely, they inspired us, and we look at them as a hero. So you take that one and you have completely, and good thing is, even as your guest, even your first speech, you have spoken the whole period of time into table topics. Congratulations, Toastmaster Tanvi. That was really wonderful. Now going back to the recommendation for the whole thing. For Toastmaster Shifa, I haven't seen because you have been switched off your video, so I cannot give you a recommendation of your the body gestures. But I could tell, I mean, I could say that you can connect a personal story from your experience and have some voice modulation and dialogue that would have some impact on you. And secondly, I request all of you in overall have a vocal variety, take a personal story, emphasize on that personal story, and add some humor where you can engage with the audience and you have authenticity on your speech. Then all your speeches would be much more interesting and engaging. And well done, all of you. All the best for the next table topic sessions, and back to the general evaluator.
Second part of the evaluation session is over, and now we have to move to the reports from the tech team. So may I invite the accountant, Toastmaster Amina Akhtar, to the accountant's report.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator. All the speakers and role players really did an amazing job today. Toastmaster Tahmidul Islam had only 3 R's, and TMOD has 1 repeated word. First PBR speaker had 1 short pause. Our first table topic speaker had 1 R. Our second table topic speaker, no, sorry, our third table topic speaker, which is Tanvir, he did an amazing job today, but this is happening when we are very first in the Toastmaster meeting. You will have a repeated R's, but after joining a couple of meetings, your R will be reducing. So he has only 10 R's. And Toastmaster Asiri, he had 2 times R and 2 times repeated words. And table topic master had 1 time R's. That's all for me. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Next, we will move on to the grammarians report. Toastmaster Ara, can you commit to your report, please?
Thank you so much for actually today's meeting was fantastic. I observed all of the speeches, and first my report goes to first speaker, our Nahid Akand. His speech was fantastic and all grammatical things also okay. Our second speaker, Anamul Haq, and his grammatical everything was okay. Then our third speaker, La Santa Silva, his grammatical part also okay. Then table topic sessions, our table topic speaker, Sabita Binte Shipa, her grammatical was okay, and he used his word of the day perfectly. Then Teresa was table topic speaker, second table topic speaker, and she also used her prepared word for her speech. And then third table topic speaker, Tanvir Ahmed, he also used his prepared word for his speech. This is my report. Thank you so much.
Now we move on to the last report from my tech team. It's the timers report. Toastmaster Juan Fernando, you can have your video on now because our audience have not seen you. Since you have finished with the timing, you can come up with your video. The virtual floor is over to you, Toastmaster Juan.
Thank you, TTM. Let's see the time report. For in prepared speeches, first speaker, Toastmaster Nahid Akkan, took 7 minutes and 55 seconds. And second one was Toastmaster Enamul Haq, took 6 minutes and 22 seconds. And then Toastmaster La Santa Silva took 6 minutes and 8 seconds. Then in the table topics, Toastmasters Habita Binta Asad Shifa took 1 minute and 40 seconds. Then DTM Teresa Holsel took 2 minutes and 4 seconds. Then guest Tanvir Ahmad took 1 minute and 50 seconds. For evaluations, in first evaluation, Toastmaster Tamidul Islam took 2 minutes and 12 seconds. Then Toastmaster Asir Vijayasekar took 3 minutes and 4 seconds. Then Toastmaster Amina Akhtar took 3 minutes and 12 seconds. And then for the table topic evaluations, Toastmaster Lasant Silva took 2 minutes and 45 seconds for the all speakers. That's the timers report for today's meeting. Over to you, PTM.
With that, all the reporting and the evaluations over. Now it's time to give my feedback about how we have performed today. Give me 1 minute. Let's start the general evaluation session with what happened before the meeting today. In fact, the preparations for the meeting, even though it started a bit late, it went well. I do have a problem. I think I have shared with the wrong presentation. Give me 1 minute, please. Okay, I hope you can see me and the background as well. Yes, the preparation's good, but we started a little bit late and the flyer for the meeting went out only today, the meeting day. The agenda was also late and the PMOD attended to the last minute changes very quickly and he then circulated the agenda. So my recommendation is for the Vice President Education and the Toastmaster of the day to work together to complete all the role players and features well in advance, because we do have 2 weeks for preparation. Moving on to the meeting today, our energetic Sergeant at Arms, Toastmaster Nahilaka, sharply started the meeting at 8:30. And mission and the guidelines were read very clearly. And then, in a very polite way, he invited the President to take charge. And the President, Toastmaster Tahandul Islam, started with the national anthem, and guests were invited to be introduced and started with a good opening and introduced the PMOD well. But as a recommendation, I think that today the minutes were not told by the secretary. That is something that we need to keep in mind. And when we move to the Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Abdullah Al-Fahad, you have done a wonderful job. You started the proceedings with the team and you are well prepared with the introductions of all the speakers and the role players. And you maintain a smooth flow from segment to segment. from act to act, and that was wonderful. And at the beginning, you explained the meeting structure, the meeting flow very well, even for a new guest to understand what the Toastmaster meeting is. That was really good. Just one recommendation for you. When we invite a speaker, there's a standard way to invite. For example, the third speaker today, Toastmaster Lasanta Silva. Let it go. Let it go. Toastmaster Lasanta Silva. You start with the name, then the topic twice, and then the name. And we don't have to tell our next speaker is our speaker. No need to say. Let's welcome Toastmaster Lasanta Silva. Let it go. Let it go. Toastmaster Lasanta Silva. And the TMOD has to start the upload every time, before the speech and after the speech. And you did a fantastic job. Prepared speeches. Speaker number one, of course, you have already got the recommendation from the evaluator, but very few recommendations from my end for you to deliver a better speech next time. Always look at the camera, not the screen. You can close the screen with a piece of paper so that you must have to look on the camera. That will keep the better connection with the audience. And think about raising the level of the camera. I felt that it was a bit too low compared to your eye level. And think about the virtual window. So when you sit a little bit back from the camera, a little bit far, you have a wider area to play. So keep that in mind when you deliver the next speech. And another thing is, for most of us, we always get double hand gestures every time we speak without any purpose. So if you can be mindful about that and use the double hand gestures only if it is essential, that will make your speech a great speech next time. Toastmaster Inamul Haq, the second prepared speech. You already got the strengths that you had in the speech that evaluator. 2 points from my end. If you have had the conclusion in a positive way, sharing what you learned by organizing the event, especially on the time management, that could have added value to your project objectives and the speech. And also, if you have shared few pictures from the event from the audience, we will know how big the event was. Moving on to speaker number 3, Toastmaster Lasanta Silva. From time to time, you had a look at the screen in this way. Sometimes you look at the camera and always you have to make sure that you are within the frame. So you look at the screen. So if you can practice before you deliver the speech, of course, then you don't have to look at the screen. You know where you are, you know how far you stand from the screen, and you know your virtual frame. So that will be that will add value to your delivery. And again, the double hand gestures. You had wonderful single hand gestures, very relevant. But if you can mindful about the gestures and use them, having them in mind without automatically coming out with the gestures, that definitely will add the value of the speech by a bigger level. Moving on to the evaluators, Toastmaster Tahamidul Islam. When we evaluate a speech, we are evaluating the speech that the speaker has done today, not the speeches that he did before. Of course, Toastmaster Nahid has shown a remarkable improvement, that's true. But as a speech evaluator, our job, our duty is to evaluate what you see today. Then after first line of the comments on the speaker and the speech, straight away you started with the recommendations. So I would recommend you to practice more on the CRC technique and deliver the next evaluation. Moving on to evaluator 3, Toastmaster Aminata. Sorry. A second evaluator, Toastmaster Asri Vijaysekhara. Of course, it was a wonderful evaluation. Just I would like to add one thing. When you give the strengths and the recommendations, try to be a little bit specific by taking the points from the speech. The third evaluator, Toastmaster Amina Akhtar, try to use the CRC technique with 3 and 3. 3 means 3 strengths and 3 or 2 recommendations. Try to have a balance between them. If we take 5, 6, 7 strength of the speaker or the speech, then we will not have time to give the recommendations. What the speaker expects more is about the recommendations, and avoid touching the contents too much unless it is relevant to your delivery of the evaluation for the analytical part. Then in general, for all the 3 evaluators, I would recommend always to use what, why, and how. What was good, why it was good, how it was good. Moving to the recommendations, what is to be improved, why it is to be improved, how it can be improved. So if we can stick to this what, why, and how technique, you will also gain good experience about analytical part and evaluation and the delivery, and the speaker will also gain more. Moving on to the table topic session, Toastmaster Ahmadul Islam as the table topic master did justice to the session, had conducted a wonderful session. I would recommend a clear explanation about the objectives of the table topic session in a detailed manner, even for the guests to understand. And I felt that the topics were a bit too long. It's okay to use the long topics in a meeting, and that could have been okay if we have shared the topic in the chat. So even for our experienced Toastmaster, Mr. Teresa had a problem because the topic was too long. Topic is not complex, that was simple. But when you get a long sentence as a topic, of course our brain start working. So if we are using long topics, we try to use a PowerPoint, or we share the topic in the chat at the same time we are reading the topic. Table topic speakers, of course, you did justice to the topics, and I would recommend in general, take time, plan the speech, and then deliver. And always keep the video open if you are a table topic speaker. If I am the table topic master, I will not call anyone who do not open the video, because speech is all about verbal and non-verbal both. And that is what we have to master. It's not only the voice. So I would encourage all the members to have the videos on whenever they are performing any role. And moving on to my tag team, the timer, of course, timer Toastmaster Juan Fernando. We explained the role of the timer very clearly with demonstration as well. And the report was comprehensive. And when the timer shared the timing sheet, the Excel sheet, the letters were too small. So if we can have a PowerPoint presentation with big lettering, especially for people like us, where the visibility is not too high, we can very clearly see the report. Moving on to the next player in the tech team, our counter Toastmaster Amina Akhtar. You introduced your role wonderfully with great humor, and I could not stop laughing, but I had to because I'm the general evaluator. When you produce the report, it's enough to give the name and the count. And if there had been a repeated word by any speaker, always try to mention which word was repeated. And if a speaker use, let's say 10, 15, 20, 25 hours, we can say many hours without mentioning the number. The last player, grammarian, you explain your role very clearly. It was Master Abdullah Lara.
Yes, sir.
You explain the word of the day with examples, and also you shared the word of the day in the chat. I would suggest you, if you can use a slide, giving the word of the day and 3-4 examples that will help the audience on to learn how they can use the word of the day in a sentence. And when we give the grammarian's report, usually we do not refer to a name. We can mention what was not used properly and how it can be. But when you mention the good usage of the language and the word of the day, definitely we have to mention the name to encourage the speaker or the role player. And the word of the day count you can produce separately after the language analysis. So if you can improve all these things in the future meetings, of course, if I summarize, the preparation towards the meeting to be done jointly by the Vice President of Education and the Toastmaster of the day, well in advance, and all the role players and the speakers to use the online agenda and sign up your role there and upload your speech and project details very clearly. So everyone will have a common place to log into and check what's going on with the agenda. Otherwise, the Toastmaster of the day has to ask from VPE what is his topic. Then if VPE doesn't know about that, then he or she has to call the speaker. So many things happen. So if we can have everything on the online agenda, that is why the online agenda is available. It will be easy for everyone to update and also to refer. So we will try to apply these recommendations from the next meeting. So with that,
Thank you, General Evaluator, for such a wonderful session you conducted. We always learn from you new thing, innovative way. And today also you show that using visual aids, such a nice way you presenting your evaluation reports. Thank you for that. It has been a pleasure for serving Toastmaster of the day for today's evenings. I hope all of you enjoyed today's meetings. As theme of today's meeting, control, alter, delete. Whenever we feel stuck, we fail, we need to restart ourselves and start our things, new beginnings with the new hopes, as we always celebrate New Year for new things. So we need to give in our life alter, control, delete to start from the new beginning. So I'd like to hand over the session to President of this club to his final remarks. Over to you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Abdullah Fahad. So I'd like to request everyone to cast their vote for the best roles. While we are casting the votes, I'd love to have some feedback from our guests today. So I'd like to request Toastmaster Asiri to share your feedback about our meeting and how we can improve our meeting.
Well, GTM Dharatna said, I think all the things that you have, I would like to, this is not the first time that I visited your club, and I would like to see all the members in your club in future. And if you could bring some more enthusiastic, as I really like that the account, I don't remember the Toastmasters, it was really encouraging and it was really enjoyable things. So enjoy your meetings. So my personal view, Toastmasters, wherever you go, I would like to enjoy. So this is a family in Toastmasters. Whenever the club, wherever you go, it's a family. Toastmasters is unique. Enjoy your club meetings. Then you can learn a lot of things. That's from my heartiest wishes. All the very best for your club. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmasters. Definitely, we will try to enjoy, and I will request everyone to enjoy the club meeting, because it is not mandatory for you to join, but you are here because you enjoyed the Toastmasters experience. Definitely, you are right about that, Toastmaster City, and thank you for the feedback. Now, I'd like to request Toastmaster Nuan Fernando to share his feedback. Toastmaster Nuan Fernando, and share your feedback.
Yeah, thank you, Toastmaster. Actually, this is my first experience in your club. Actually, your club agenda, from agenda to the end of the meeting, that was well structured. I think that was the first thing I saw. The agenda was very well prepared, and all the speakers okay, and everything was good. So actually, that was a nice experience to me. I also did learn few things from your club, and would like to attend in future meetings too. Thank you. Over to you.
Okay, so that's great. Thank you to Mr. Nuan Fernando. So have you found anything different from your meeting? Like we are doing some things different, or you are doing some things different that we can apply in our meeting. So have you any suggestion regarding that?
Yeah, I saw a few differences in our meetings and your meetings. The first thing was we don't use countdown before the meeting. That I asked our I will ask our president to use that from your meeting. That was one I learned from your meeting, and from our meetings, I think there are almost all the things are same, but in table topics we do some we sometimes we give the speakers to choose the topics. We give 1, 2, 3, 4 something like that presentation or something. Then they are the ones who choose the topics, and that is difference I saw. And sometimes in our meetings we do a round robin session too, and that's, I think that is time consuming nowadays because the virtual meetings. That was the main things I saw in this 2 meetings sessions.
Okay, thank you for sharing. We actually do table topics like that also, but it depends on the table topic master that how they have to conduct the session. But we are practicing that, and about round robins, we think about it. Thank you for sharing that. Now I'd like to request our guest, Mr. Tanvir Ahmed, to share your experience. Mr. Tanvir Ahmed, how was the meeting? Did you enjoy it?
Yes, I have enjoyed it. It was, I must say, it was really structured, and the time management I have seen, it's really tremendous. It's a good job that you guys are doing all, and the topics that you have been discussing, it's very good for every speaker to go with, I must say. And the team and the best part of this meeting is everyone has participated. That's the main agenda, and there were the evaluation. Then everyone and everybody can evaluate themselves from the group mates. That was the good part of this meeting. Thank you.
Mr. Tanvir, is this your first Toastmaster meeting?
Yes, this is my first Toastmaster meeting.
So we'd love to have you in our future meeting also. Please join our meeting, and we conduct meeting twice a month. We would request Mr. Fahad to send you the invitation link so you can join. Okay, we'd love to have you, since your table speech was really great for first timers, right? So you can see the other speakers, and you are not very much different, so you can improve a lot. So with that, okay, Thank you for joining, everyone. So with that, I'd like to conclude the meeting. Officially, the meeting is adjourned.
Mr. President, you haven't introduced our newest member.
Yes, Mr.
You forgot to
Okay.
introduce our newest
Oh,
member
sorry,
and
sorry.
also the winners.
Yeah, yeah. Also the
Winners.
sorry, I missed the last.
Also the winners. Best performers.
Oh,
today.
winners. Okay. Okay. So, have you shared the results with me?
No, we have a
I
new
don't have
member
the-
to introduce.
Okay. So we have a new members, but the reason I missed that because I don't see her as new members because she is none other than distinguished Toastmaster Teresa Virgil. But as Toastmaster, definitely we should not miss that. Thank you for joining us, distinguished Toastmaster Teresa Virgil, and we'd love to have your lively presence in our meeting as member. She has been joining our meeting as a guest, but from now on, she is our member. So share your experience about our meeting, distinguished Toastmaster Teresa Virgil.
Well, it's unfortunate that I was not able to get here on time today. However, the prior meetings that I have attended, this is what motivated me to join this club, Dhaka Toastmasters Club. Most important because you have a great team of people that love to be cohesive and you all work together in achieving relatively most of your goals. And I like it because most of the people over here are part of the sparkling events. So I just felt like I wanted to extend my family acquaintance. And that should have been done last year, but I had to concentrate on where I was with the Advanced Toastmasters Club. And I am honestly delighted to be here today. And with all sincerity, it is to me like a family. And people are so caring. And they check in, where are you? Thank you.
Your distinguished Toastmaster Teresa. So now can we have the results? General Evaluator, distinguished Toastmaster Vidyarathni, and our Tech Master.
Yes, you can have the result. What you say is not.
Okay.
What you say is not what I am supposed to show you.
Yes, we can see the next slide. So even our experienced Tech Master has something to improve.
Yeah, especially when you are performing many roles, it's really tough. All right, okay. So with your permission, until the PowerPoint opens, I just want to mention one thing.
What is that?
Okay. No, still no. What's happening? All right, okay. If you think about this one, now can you see the same picture in more than one place?
No, no.
Are you sure?
Yes. We are seeing that page of the first page.
Yeah. Two of our members are appearing at two different places. We will try to avoid this one from the next meeting.
Okay. Oh, okay. Got it.
Right?
Yes.
All right. Okay. Now let's move to the next part. Another thing, we mixed up introducing Toastmaster Teresa simply because she is very familiar to us. The theme for the day is Control, Alter, Delete. So if we can press Control, Alter, Delete to our mind, our memory, before we join the meeting we will treat as a fresh one. We will treat each and every member in the audience as a new guest on your Toastmaster, so that we can deliver what we delivered on our early days without getting to hear anything from the general evaluator. Let's move on to the best performers. You can announce, Mr. President.
Best performance, best auxiliary role player, Toastmaster Nuan Fernando. Congratulations, Toastmaster Nuan Fernando. A round of applause for our guest today, Toastmaster Nuan Fernando.
Thank
You
you.
have joined and you have excelled at your own. Great, that's great. Best role player, Toastmaster Abdul Al Fahad, Toastmaster of the day. Thank you for playing such a wonderful role. And for the next one, so Daratne. Best Evaluator, Toastmaster Asidi. So that's great, Toastmaster Asidi. Definitely, our members have something to learn from you since you are the best evaluator. That means we still have that things to learn from you. We'd love to have you in your next meeting. And best table topic speaker, distinguished Toastmaster Teresa Hurzel and Savita Vinta Chifa. Wow, that's a tie between most experienced Toastmasters here. Okay, so that's great. And best speaker is Toastmaster Lasanta Silva. Toastmaster Lasanta Silva, congratulations again. But even after that, Toastmaster Lasanta Silva will knock me in WhatsApp and say, "Brother, where I can improve?"